Oh man, I just watched Superhost a couple of days ago, and I gotta say I'm a fan of your work. I like you in Banana Splits movie and Z. You know, I know it's crazy to say the Banana Splits movie and seeing like, but you were really good in that one as well. Um,
Thanks. No, that was fun. That was a very fun movie. Thanks.
but Superhost really took the cake for me. I mean, you did an excellent job in that movie.
Thank you. That's very nice. Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. I think the whole cast is like really something. Like just Osric was so great to work with, and like to have Barbara Crampton come in for a couple days was incredible. And I mean, Gracie is like phenomenal as Rebecca. So we had a nice group for
That's
sure.
awesome. So how did that project come about? Because I know you worked with Brandon on Z before playing the
Yes.
and you were great in
Yes.
that movie too. Just for the record, I really liked you in that role too.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Brandon sent me a pretty early draft of Superhost when he had sort of written a draft, I think, and was thinking about making the film, and he just wanted to get my thoughts on it. And I was like, yeah, I'm in. Like and the script, certainly elements of Claire's character changed between that draft and what we actually shot. And we did talk about it a little bit. But I love working with these guys, and that was like, oh, I would do anything with you guys. So
Yeah, I mean, you and Osric had such great chemistry. I like it, and it's kind of like polar opposites. Like he didn't care so much about his character, didn't care so much about the views, at first, where you were just like you were vicious when it came to that. You were just ready to,
yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
you
and
did anything to get the views.
anything to get the views. And we talked a lot about that because we didn't want her to be so, so detached from him that it made no sense for him to even be with her anymore. But that, she was making the obsession and the drive about the channel, sort of making it about their lives a little bit, and how she just wanted them to be able to build a life of their own and to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. And but I mean, I see it a lot. I've been talking a lot today with people about social media and my own qualms about it. And as a person who uses it myself, but I'm very restrictive with myself about how I use it. Um, it was the most like sort of challenging aspect, I think, for both Osric and myself. Of like, it's a very different skill set. Like being a YouTube persona and engaging people about your personal life is very different from being an actor. So
Right.
it was important to us that we get that, and that we understand that. Like we watched a lot of YouTube couples, and then just sort of integrating that into any fallouts or bumps in their own personal relationship was important to us.
Yeah, and I think that the one scene that resonated with me when he actually proposes to you and you mistook it for, oh, you're doing this for the
Fine.
views. Yeah,
Can you imagine?
I was hard. I was like, I was shocked as if that ever happened in my situation, I would have been like, I would have been devastated. And he seemed like he was definitely devastated, but it worked so well.
Yeah, it's such an upsetting situation. But when I watch it a lot, even in the world of kids, that social media is often a motivator for people, and how they structure their days, and then how they're going to share the day with people, which is fascinating. And a little scary to me, but to each their own. It doesn't work for me and for my brain. So it was, great. It was great to put myself in that situation. Definitely, as an actor, it was like to just go, okay, let me like really get into the mindset of this. But yeah, that proposal scene, it's like really
Yeah.
upsetting.
And I gotta say, Gracie really was insane in this movie. I wrote this in my review that's gonna be posted soon, but I thought she was a combination of Cheryl and Fenn from the 90s and Fairuza Balk in The Craft in terms of like how crazy she goes. She was like
Nice.
the combination of those two because she went from she gave off the creepy vibe just from her first scene alone, but as the film progressed, she just got crazier and crazier, and then finally she just unleashes all hell at the end. And I was just like, okay, I'm like, she's crazy. She's out of her mind. And the scenes with Barbara
Yes.
really took the cake for me. Like, you know,
Oh, I know.
that's just like,
that was quite intense, actually. That took a full day to shoot that scene because there were so many camera angles and so many setups that we so yeah, that was quite a day shooting in the woods. Really fun. Barbara's amazing, and yeah, Gracie is phenomenal. And really, you know, I think so many people have alluded to this who have watched the film, of going like, where's her origin story? Like, I think, and I actually love that about the film. I love that we don't really quite know what Gracie had. Some really specific things about why she was the way she was, and we get that one great on camera interview about we start to understand what actually happened with the couple.
yeah,
That, you know, that
it felt like the slow burn element, but then it worked. But
yeah,
just how she ends it with, "I'm Rebecca and I'm a super host." I went, okay. I was just like,
you know,
I was like, okay, we got a nut job here. You know?
yes, and I think like that's a great, because you know, Claire and Teddy are also like, yeah, I think we got that, we got that, great.
Yeah.
But then of course Claire is like, how can I capitalize on this though? Because people do want to see that. But you know, it's also sort of a message about like, it kind of sucks that we want to see that.
I
That,
know.
you know, we want to know that people are
Crazy.
You know,
it's like watching a Karen video. It's like you don't want to see it, but it's like you gotta see why they're doing what they're doing. So it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But so finally, what's next for you after, now that Superhost is going to be on DVD? What can we see you next in that you can talk about?
I did a film this summer that I absolutely adored. Well, this past summer, called Sweetland, and it's set in my home province of Newfoundland, and it's very special to me. So I'm excited for that to be released. Kurt Harder, who produced Superhost, Curtis David Harder, I was in his most recent film. We just wrapped that like a month and a half ago. Yeah, I actually just finished directing a student film 2 days ago for my old film school, and it was an absolute blast. And I want to do more of that with some of the scripts that I've written. Maybe make a short of my own in the coming months.
Awesome.
Would be great.
I'll definitely go check those out.
Yeah, so, thanks. Sweet.
Superhost is coming to DVD, Blu-ray, on demand, and digital on February the 1st. And for those of you who have Shudder, you can check it out now. And this might make you think twice about ever renting a vacation home, because you never know who the owner is. But one of the reasons to see the film is Sarah here. She did a great job. So thank you again, Sarah, so much for taking the time to talk about the film. And I can't wait to see more of you.
Thank you. That's really sweet. Thank you very much.
All right. You take care.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.